Rockstar, and welcome to this unusual stream. At some point I'll be playing We Happy Few at some point later, probably today, or probably tomorrow actually, but I'm still not sure on that. So instead I thought, let's play something a little bit different instead. I actually got this game free from Humble Bundle called Orwell, and you know what, I thought this is a fantastic game to play in one go, because I've played this before, but I'll talk about it in a little while. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this game. It is in effect a Big Brother game. I'm just going to turn the music down. A little bit. But basically, this game is basically all about mass surveillance. Mass surveillance on a massive scale in a country. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a profile. So, congratulations, you have been selected for the Orwell test phase. So this is effectively the beginning of the actual mass surveillance system. So, we'll call ourselves Rockstar. Let's see, we'll choose ourselves an image. Go to the next step. Now you are one of 347,215 accepted applicants. You may now enter your email address. Entering your email address will allow us to inform your updates for your case, check your cases and monthly yeses, blah 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 blah. If you wish to unsubscribe, you can do so by clicking the unsubscribe button. Every newsletter. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to just continue. Be diligent. Your work has severe impact. Please agree to the following terms. I am aware that my actions may severely impact the lives of citizens of the nation. I will work thoroughly and judge objectively the best of my belief. While working, I will adhere to the laws and jurisdictions of the nation. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if we do that. You must agree to them. There we go. So my registration is now complete. Now I have to honestly say this game isn't quite so much a game as such. And this has happened before. It's be a video. I've never seemed to have got the video to actually play, so escape that so I can get into the screen itself. If I can find a video at some point in the future, I might load it. And as I suspect, it may have crashed. Give me a moment. There we go. Back into the game. Yes, this only ever happens at the very beginning of the game itself, so that's the good news. So So that's the bad news. But the good news is that I can continue with the game, and this is what you're presented with. Now, just a little word of note. What has basically happened in that video is you actually supposed to see effectively a bombing of a monument, and unfortunately, that chaos ensues, and then you're presented with this screen. This is basically a GUI. So this is Seams. I will be your advisor on Orwell. Together, we will form both the first and last line of defense against terrorism. For this test phase, you are one of the first people to try out the Orwell system under real circumstances, selected from thousands of applicants from across the globe. Normally congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from the footage, there has been an incident. So let's get started. I've activated the reader tool for you. Its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access, and to highlight when there is new information to be investigated. First, I want you to be informed of the situation. Our leading newspaper, The National Beholder, will be bringing you up to speed. Have a look. Feel free to browse The National Beholder. Rated the profiler. I've activated the profiler. Open the unnamed person file once you're done. So, bomb obliterates Freedom Memorial and kills 3. Detonation destroys the Freedom Memorial in Bonton. 3 people killed, 5 seriously injured. Terrorist ambush suspected as a mysterious letter reaches authorities. At approximately 7:15 p.m. on Wednesday evening, an explosive device detonated at the Freedom Plaza in Bonton. According to official police reports, 3 people were killed, and at least 5 bystanders were severely wounded. The Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police forces closed off the area immediately. Experts believe the attack was an attack of terror, with police confirming that the explosive device was homemade and triggered from a short distance away using a cell phone signal. Police reports also confirmed that several hours later, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Gedanken sind frei, the thoughts are free, had reached local authorities. Prime Minister Blaine immediately issued a public press statement firmly condemning the assault and put the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. The interesting thing is that it's not just this article, you've actually got a few others. Like this one. Pargesian president aborts negotiations with opposition. Violent riots in Trilith, Blaine encourages renewal. Peace negotiations in the riot-ridden Pargesian capital city Trilith were aborted without any result last night. Independent sources report that President Kassot abruptly cut off communication with opposition representatives, as the latter presented a tangible plan for the organisation of elections. The news about the premature cancellation of the negotiations caused thousands of people to resume demonstrations in the capital. It has been reported that demonstrators wearing hoods threw incendiary material into the shop windows onto cars. Police struggled to keep the situation under control. Prime Minister Blaine stated his worries about negative developments regarding the political situation of the neighbouring country, and requested both sides to resume diplomatic discussions. And that may be something of interest, but really, you never know once you actually play the game yourself. This one in particular, I always find it a little bit interesting because it's rather boring, but it's kind of fun. Movie shooting has been completed. Shooting of the Grey Shadows saga has finalised. The 3rd part of the saga to hit the movie theatres next Valentine's Day. Basically, for this one, I'm gonna sort of abridge this one. Basically, it's the film is shot on in the Bonton area, the city of Bonton, basically, and this is the third chapter of the Grey Sarkis Shadows saga. Basically, it's 50 Shades of Grey in a very different format. But it's known to have a bit of a problem with its filming because it takes so long. But anyway, let's activate the unknown person. The profiler holds all known information on those we investigate. The file you have open is for our main suspect. The head woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. Go back. Okay. The highlighted elements in the record are pieces of data that are able to be extracted. We call these elements data chunks. Hovering over data chunks will reveal the relevance to the case, any connections or information it may influence. Drag and drop all data chunks from the police database into the profile to upload them to our servers. So there we go. We put that into Orwell. We got a profile with Cassandra Watergate. We also have a portrait, so we can add that in. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Information in documents can only become a data chunk when it can clearly be assigned to a target person, and the reason for Watergate's prior arrest that has been unlocked. We will need this info to progress. So we basically got a data chunk. The data chunk basically is a person's name, and the name isn't linked to a particular photo. Now, to make this case file, so to speak, be more effective, you need information. So why have we created this file? Well, she assaulted a police officer. Good. With the data you extracted from the police record, a new document can now be accessed. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? I do not. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer and you will see what I mean. If you actually scroll down, we can actually see a little bit more detail. For starters, the arresting officer was Lloyd Duncan. The holding facility was at Bonton Central Police Department. The reason for arrest was that she is a suspect arrested on site after Officer Franklin had been struck down by an unknown object and became unresponsive. The protesters at the origin of the assault were forcibly moved, where the suspect was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. When asked to lay on the ground with her hands behind her back, the suspect cooperated immediately. Now, there is a link. It says women are terrorists. Woman allegedly injured a police officer 2 weeks ago remains in custody. Trial scheduled for August. A case that keeps the media and the public guessing. Cassandra W, pictured above, who had allegedly injured a police officer severely 2 weeks ago, is still being held in police custody. The young woman is accused of having hit the victim's head with a large brick. The incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration against the newest amendments to the government's model project, the Safety Bill, which I will honestly say this program, Orwell, is actually part of. Due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not yet been able to connect the crime to the accused. Cassandra W, who is an artist by profession, has denied the accusations completely and has asked for her fans to show her support. The trial has now been scheduled for mid-August. The case received nationwide attention when Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, labelled the alleged perpetrator alongside the other rioters as anti-governmental terrorists. So we got a link. The reason why she was arrested was because she was there at a protest march. Exact same location as the assault. Then she turns up there right before the explosion. Surely not a coincidence. As you know, Ms. Watergate is still running around freely. We should find out why. We should also gather more background information on her. Want to know who we are really dealing with. Right, so who are we dealing with? Well, as far as we've got another big piece of information about Cassandra Watergate. She's also an artist, so we could put that as her occupation. Yes, one who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by chance. Okay, I found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects me, shall we? You have extracted all the info I already knew about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. The overall ethical codex dictates that key investigators, like yourself, are the only ones allowed to access documents of target persons. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators, who will then draw conclusions and request action. Your primary job is to provide information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. You may hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. So, we've got another document that's actually linked to this person here, Cassandra. You can see every time you open a document and something gets highlighted, it means there's specific information we can upload to Orwell in order for us to investigate. So for example, she says, "Hi, I'm Cassie, a colourful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind a rainbow." I'm gonna add that in there. So you're under the impression that your wonderful Miss Watergate is really living in Wonderland. Somehow I doubt it. I'll call it intuition. People's lives are hanging in the balance here. What if you pass me something I cannot identify as wrong easily? You have got to be more careful next time round. So right now we think that she lives under a rainbow in Wonderland. Fair enough. Now she says that she quit her day job, focused on her art career. That's interesting. We should find out what job it was. Leave a message on my UTEL account in Cassie92. So we've got a point of contact. Good. And a channel. This allows us to overhear the conversation on that account. The listener has now been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. Yep, that's me. I was never sure about the title of The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter. Okay. Christmas present for my darling. So she has some form of relationship. That's her cat. Right. So let's snoop in on the conversation. Hey you. Hey Josie. Can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? Oh, you got one, Sherlock. I'm in the middle of buying all of Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from the desk. Can't stop me now. She's on a credit card but an unknown person. You're able to find out who she's talking about. We could lock it for the owner. But luckily for you, I don't mind you going on a splurge as long as you can pick up some wine for dinner. Wine? I was Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round all-round badass have in mind this time. Found out who this unknown person is. Wait, she stole a credit card for a lawyer? Really? Well, be able to track credit card of this Langley down and lock it for it. Done. No, really, no need to thank me, Mr. Langley. You now have a profile for a related person. It can be addressed via the profiler. Data chunks will only appear for target persons and can only be extracted with their relevant profiles. So the conversation goes on. Sergeant says, oh whatever, I guess I could have picked up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents did. Talks about her parents. What's her gate? Pharma and entrepreneurs, that does ring a bell. And then the actual conversation closes. We'll go to the reader. Read the news. Oh hey Deagle. How social media works, the game. But this is a bit more than just the social media, I have to honestly say. But yeah, what we've got here now is we've been to the news site. Investigation into the malicious jury of a police officer. On all informs me that you have encountered the conflicted data chunks. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. When you extract one of the data chunks containing a conflict, the others will become invalid immediately. I highly recommend you clarify the content of the conflict before you proceed, though this is your decision. Once the information has passed, there's no way to reverse your choice. So let's have a look at this conflict. Let's read it from the top. The case has been has been at the centre of media attention for the last month. Has finally come to an end. Cassandra W. was acquitted of the alleged assault against a police officer before the trial took place, with the case being closed due to a lack of evidence yesterday. However, the case might be reopened should new evidence be discovered. Suspect's lawyer Joseph Langley, mentioned above, welcomed this outcome. At no point has there been any valid evidence that my client was guilty. At no point at all. The defense attorney commented during a post-trial press gathering. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, which eventually turned the tide of the proceedings. Meanwhile, relatives of the victims expressed their disappointment on the hearing of the result. The lawsuit, they openly voiced their concerns that the wealthy family of the accused might be influenced the outcome of her favour. The victim, a father of two young sons, was rushed to hospital after the incident in mid-July. He is still in an induced coma, unresponsive to treatment. Now, the reason why there is a conflict is because of this. Now, it says that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome in her favour. Now, this basically means that there is a relationship between the fact that this particular individual has a wealthy relationship or a wealthy family, and it could be seen that there could be outside influences which actually stops this trial. So that's why there is this conflict being highlighted. And I'm not going to add anything to it yet, because like any conflicts, you've got to investigate it yourself. So we looked at the Watergate Pharmaceuticals. This is the family side of business. It doesn't say very much on here, but let's have a look at the company. You can see Bruno Watergate, Alice Watergate, and Cassandra Watergate, Junior COO. That's interesting. She used to be a junior COO of a pharmaceutical company, probably one of her parents. And an artist and a junior COO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she quit her job, didn't she? Yes. Well, we can see her relationship directly. Alice and Bruno's daughter of Cassandra. It quite literally is running in the family. There we go. can also add a picture in there as well. Documents that you have already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events forward. The reader will notify you when that happens. National Beholder just published a new article. You may want to take a look and see if there's any new information available. It's actually the same person. Oh. Because a few more information has been updated. Crime rate continues to drop. Ministry of Security presented latest numbers on crime statistics. Blah blah blah. Oh, and there's talks about the safety bill here as well. This is actually a sort of party political thing. Safety bills are a collection of safety-centered laws, statutes and created with ultimate goal to protect the freedom of the nation's citizens. Let's see, blah 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 blah. Safety bills will pave the way for stricter regulations concerning immigration and general travel into or transiting through the nation. Also mandatory to inform employers when an applicant or employee is an ex-convict or otherwise regarded potentially dangerous. Note the phrase potentially dangerous. A little hint that actually comes up in the game. Since the safety bills come into effect in 2011, the number of acts of crimes of terrorism committed have been decreasing continuously. Trend is ongoing to date. And there is also something about a terrorist in another country. Well, right. Oh, hang on. These are some of the people. And positions. There's nothing actually in this document really that's of interest at the moment. But yes, you see these little stars that come popping up means there's updated information in there somewhere. And one of the things that I'm looking at is jobs. Chief Operating Officer. Urgently looking for a COO to replace the retired, only appointed predecessor. Mobile's wild, because nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she meant about quitting her job. Good. So there we go. She didn't quite quit her job, she basically was forced out. So yeah, that's that. That's basically profile for this person. I think. Let's have a look. Sure, there's anything else. No, that's that. Oh yes. Bomb obliterates Freedom Memorial. Oh yes, that was what I forgot. Not that one. That one. Now there was something in here that we have to add into or before we can proceed. There's information that talks about it. Now I think you're looking at it, it looks like she could have been. Well, the theory is, if you look carefully about some of the material that I just showed you. Number one, she used to work for a pharmaceutical company. Number two, she's obviously working for a pharmaceutical company which is family owned and family centric, so it's within the family. Number three, she actually quit her job about the same time that she actually got herself arrested and went to trial. And you can see they openly voiced their concerns that the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome of her favour. I believe that's more of an interest. Since we know who her parents are, we will immediately begin investigating these allegations. Currently I'm thinking that our Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change, don't you agree? Let's find out what happened in between these two lives of hers. What may have caused this radical shift? So now we got a bit more information. So we've got a new picture. We got her date of birth. We also got a bit of information about her activities and interests. Art, music, activism. What a lineup. Yeah, what a lineup. And this is basically the social media page. So you can see you got some images, you got some text about the conversations within it. Just like any ordinary. Stop you stupid police! God's sake, this is the problem with living by a major road. Right, so we can see that she obviously dislikes the government in some ways. And then we can see a conflict. So we see a person named Mary saying, "Sweetie, what's the matter? Totally doesn't sound like you. Haven't hung out for ages." Blah blah blah. Cassandra replies, "Mary, just shut the freaking mouth, okay? I'm not in the mood for your stupid acts. Told you again and again, I can't else right now." Now, we don't know why, but we know that there is a conflict in that particular Excuse me. Slightly sniffling today. Oh, hang on, this is interesting. She's actually in a relationship with her lawyer. That's interesting. And then she posts us the actual news article that we just read earlier. Case closed. Change the profile picture. So henceforth Cassandra is known as Catharsis. So there is an alias. An alias name. We know people on the web, so many names, so many identities. It's always good to record every aliases. Then we can match data chunks to target persons whenever they are using them. Oh, here's a funny fact. Because since I'm playing this game and talks about aliases, there is a little known feature in Steam where you could, if you check the profile of some of your friends, you could actually check their aliases as well. So whatever weird messages they've actually named themselves as, you could actually see their previous handles as well. That's kind of creepy, but also rather interesting. Oh, hang on. I'd like to invite you to our activist group. Was Harrison O'Donnell? Anything more specific? Brand new targets. Having amazing shopping tour with my Mary, best friend of all times. Best friend? The conflict actually comes from this. Cassandra actually tells us to shut her mouth. It obviously doesn't sound like a good friend. The conflict. I'll put that in here because I think that's more important. Because you never know. Some effects can have consequences. Small things like breaking up with somebody that you know for a very long time can have enough somehow unfortunate, occurrence out of it. Oh. We've got another chat conversation between her and her boyfriend, the lawyer. You hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing. Don't remind me you now have a history with that place. Yeah, because she got arrested. Already fucking me up enough that I have to catch a bus from there every day. Okay, so every day she travels throughout that route. Might be a coincidence after all. Reserve my thoughts until you find more evidence. No, we should have gone to that damn protest. You don't need to justify yourself to anybody. Oh, happy when Goldfields accepted me into thought. The activist group with thought. Interesting. Maybe this is what influenced her. Who is this Goldfields? We should find something that shows her current attitude and see if we're following the right person. Yeah, I would not have been called a terrorist in the papers. You're not a terrorist. And are you sure? No, I'm sure. Okay, damn it. What? Car's not working here. Can't buy anything. Remember, we blocked Joseph's card. Got banked up or something. Unless you weren't seriously shopping, so there should be plenty of money on there. Guess we have to go without the wine then. Ah. Oh, here's the thing. I've got an important appointment tonight. It's surprising how to show you can't postpone it. Oh, she doesn't like that. He's very insistent. She obviously doesn't like this. She has complaining that he has to be elsewhere all the time. Please calm down. Have a talk to your Metherin. This is Metherin. Yes, damn it. The only thing that matters to you. I want fucking happy pills all day. Keep your mouth shut whenever you're hanging. But don't shot loose, risking important client. Fine. No, I totally understand. You risk losing that important client. Yeah, sounding sarcastic there. I get it. It's important. He still thinks she's being sarcastic. Going home. Okay, so we've got a bit of information. First of all, let's have a look at Metherin. We heard that she's on a medication to Metherin. That's an antidepressant. So obviously she's emotionally unstable and relies on the medication itself. Looking at what you've extracted so far, we're dealing with a potentially dangerous personality. I'll indicate that to law enforcement. We've built up a clear information. If you look actually carefully at this information, you know, she was arrested at Freedom Plaza. She's focuses on our career. She's the daughter of pharmaceutical entrepreneurs. She used to work for the pharmaceutical industry as CEO. It looked like the parents actually could have involved her, resolved her legal position. She was invited to an activist group. Right, the activist group is called Thought, and she takes antidepressants. Now you can see her personality in there. See her activities in particular. Stolen credit card. It's an alias to a person named Juliet Covington. She's also known by Catharsis. She has an account, and we can see some contacts as well, and who they are. Very creepy. You can see that she's started to grow a little web here. You can see there are some relationships between the two. So, we're interested in about this organisation called Thought. Actually has been writing. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's ironic. Never occurred to anybody that wasn't me. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We've always been against violence. Yeah, peaceful protest? They're doing that? We're not quite sure on that. That's why it's a conflict. Goldville. Okay. So, there is a German folk song called The Thoughts Are Free. It goes like this. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's just a little bit of information on that. I thought. Cassandra has an updated timeline. And this is where the conflict. She says she wants peaceful protests. Well, we can see in her show conflict at the bottom there is a conflict for another data junk in entry 9, freedom is unfree. She says in her article she wanted a peaceful protest. In her basically her social media profile, finally someone had the grit and exposure to show how futile surveillance is. Obviously means that she really approves of this bombing. Add that in. As soon as looking at the right person. Alright, we found enough so far. All is good and interesting, but I think we should be searching for something a little bit more concrete. We have to dig deeper. We do, we've got a conversation. Talk to a person named Juliet Carrington. Cassie A. Jules. Just wanted to know about the posts on the timelines, which is what we've been looking at. She's worried that she's been preaching on her. Julia is saying she should be writing stuff like that. It's natural for friends like that. She responds to this and nothing. Julia responds to the two of us. Sandra just wanted to let some steam off. Oh, that can be quite true, given that she takes antidepressants. And other shit today, bombing server, all this crap again, you know, what I did. What happened there wasn't your fault. Okay. You can hear from the music, someone changed. Cassie, you hurt the officer to save me, and you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. That was so bright. How can it be? How can it not have been my fault, Jenny? I smashed the freaking skull of a father of 2 children because I lost it. Who knows what happened? You would have happened. Hang on. Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't stopped him? This is why you really should remove the post. Ah, right. Nobody's innocent. You'll have to let go. So, we got 2 conflicting information. Now, Julia says that Cassandra saved this person by protecting. But unfortunately, the next part it says that she lost it. So whether it was in self-defense or not, we don't know. Now I'm thinking, well, she was seen crying and she offered no resistance when she was arrested. Now that led me to suspect that she was quite traumatic in her actions. I'm thinking, yeah, she really did do something. This is perfect. We can arrest her and open the investigation again. Because now, as I say, as the courts would say in this particular case, there is reasonable suspicion of new evidence to suspect that she actually committed the crime again. So here, my says very good work. Intervention team is already on the way. Next time, Wonderland, right? Oh, very sarcastic. Just kidding. Next time, be careful with providing. Be careful with providing the wrong data. Okay. In Miss Watergate's case, it's not a problem to get her address with the help of local police due to her full record. In this case, it's not. Another conversation. Just thought about what you said. Maybe you're right. Should have taken that post down. Oh. Somebody's at the door. Janet asks, she'll wait. She asks, how is your boyfriend, Mrs. Joseph? Still together? Haven't talked to him much lately, and well, not as much before. And Janet questions, are you there? Are you still there? Cassie? I'll inquire if all that went well with the arresting of Miss Watergate. She did a good job in any case. Although there's no proof she's involved in the bombing, we may be able to question her. And with that admission of guilt, she'll probably serve some time. Okay, received confirmation that she's now in custody. Very good work indeed. I'm curious about this thought group though. Whether they... Oh god. Look at the news. Breaking news. 2 dead after a second explosion. Explosive charge set off at Stalagan University in Bonton. At least 2 people dead. 3 injured once again. A letter has been received just before the crime. 2 dead. Similar approach. Same letter found. So these assaults are connected. If it wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's out of picture for her, at least for this attack. And this complicates matters massively, so much for a simple test case. I need to speak to our superiors to see how we are going to proceed given the extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You log off and get some rest. Clicking the button on the desktop, we'll go get some sleep. I have a feeling a few days we're going to be trying up. So, we're going to just log out. Yeah, a summary day. So, what happened in the world today? Well, assault on Freedom Plaza. And Cassandra Watergate was present prior to assault. The activist group thought hints of that involvement. And then there was a second terrorist incident at Stalagan University. We only had 1 target person. Persons of interest. You can see the summary. Now, let me give you a bit of a background history on this. This is very much similar to what a government minister, in fact a prime minister, would probably read in the United Kingdom. And a lot of what you're actually seeing, people mention about the NSA and that sort of thing, but actually this game is actually more linked to Britain, because we actually have some anti-terrorism laws as well as some surveillance laws, which are have been talked about quite a lot. So this game is actually around that preface. If you actually look at some of the background of the actual game characters, you hear the word Prime Minister, you heard the nation, and you heard Prime Minister Blaine, for example. Blaine is obviously, a back name for effectively Blair. Unfortunately, around that period of time between him and until now, there was also this whole raft of sort of anti-terror legislation, that sort of thing. So you can see where this actually comes from. Now, a government minister would never ever read papers and papers and papers, because there's just far too much information to read. So they're often given brief overview. And this is what you get. So in this particular case, a Prime Minister will probably read the secret files and says, okay, here is a person of interest. She was charged with injury to a police officer. She is an artist. She has a former criminal case. She's in a relationship with her lawyer, who, which is a bit unusual. She seems to have gone radical change into an activist group. Data collected indicated that she could be dangerous. She probably has a dangerous personality. She admitted injuring a police officer, and there was an arrest that was directly. Then we go to the next day. Episode 2, place where there is no dark. So, welcome back. I hope you don't mind if we get started right away. We have tons of work ahead of us. I met with my superiors and they wish to continue with the test case. They believe in the capability of Orwell to handle this. Oh, and you, of course. My superiors agree with me. Based on the information you have already extracted, the activist group known as the Thought is worth investigating. That Goldfeld is an important member of Thought, so we now have clearance to consider them as a target person, i.e. a person of interest. Now that Goldfeld is a target person, there may be new data chunks available in documents you have already accessed. Don't forget to go back and recheck your sources. So, we now have Goldfelds and Cassandra. This is a new arrest record. This is the moment she actually got arrested, because we believe that she actually did commit the crime of attacking a police officer. Headlines. No new information. I'm not going to read all of it. What does he say? Oh, this is about the social network timelines. We like to call it Facebook. Announces a major cooperation with software giant Rosen Technologies. Internet billionaire siblings Ada and Alan Davenport. Oh, come on, this goes back to, if you ever read the history of Facebook, there is 2 brothers called the Winklevoss twins, and they allegedly were part of the creators of Facebook, but Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg ended up in a disagreement with the Winklevoss brothers, and the Winklevoss brothers tried to basically take on, basically legally sued Zuckerberg. So in this game, you can clearly see that this is like spun it around. This is like an alternate timeline, as if the Winklevoss brothers were basically the ones who actually created Facebook. Or in this particular case, it's called Timeline. So, after a major cooperation with the software giant Rosen Technologies has been announced in press statements, they will be working together, utilizing infrastructure. Software timeline will be able to respond to a quickly changing digital world in real time. Growing user base will profit from this and reduce downtimes, tighten security and sped up integration of new features. When they mean tighten security, they actually mean this Orwell game. That's what I'm actually thinking of. And the weather. Heavy rain clouds. Not really much of an interest, really, to be honest. Right. These are Goldfelds. Got a picture. Read the news article. It's that there is a line in there that talks about the thoughts are free. which was part of the secret message, well, not part of the secret, it was a part of a message that was sent to the authorities just before the bomb. Now, this is a tactic that was used by the IRA in Britain against certain targets. What they used to do in the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, as it used to be called, what they used to do is when they were about to plant a significant device, would often send what is known as a secret code word. They would call up the local authorities or special authorities and actually announce that they've said they're going to put a bomb. They would give them a specific code word, and if they didn't respond to that code word, then the bomb would actually be blown up. Now, this would happen quite often. In this particular case, the story is they've sent a letter just before the bombing, and in it had the words, "The thoughts are free." The letter, see? And we can see that this Goldfellas immigrated to the nation in 1993. He's an immigrant. I truly fear the answer to this question. When I think of the increasingly aggressive operations of the surveillance machinery in the nation, I truly fear the answer to this question, which is why he created the block. So he is the owner of the site. If Goldfellas is the one who created the block, perhaps he founded or even was the leader of the activist group. Often people who create the sites are often the leaders, so that's the reason that we have that note. Always good practice, whenever you read such stuff, read the whole thing, look at the bigger picture, see if there's anything in there that would indicate anything of interest. There isn't actually anything else of interest at the moment. So, let's have a look. I thoroughly believed we were able to capture minds if only we could garner attention on thought as a group. And what we stand for, it seems my ambition was once again too much. After 1.5 years recruiting 2 of my students and arranging 3 demonstrations like the one held at Freedom Plaza, I feel obliged to ask myself where we stand. I think so. He recruited and there were 3 demonstrations. One interesting might be that seemed to be involved. Frankly, it's only the answer to the latter resigning no. Let ourselves be consumed by anger and hatred towards those who we thought to do us wrong. Thoughts are free, but that does not in no way mean that they can attack and do whatever they wish. Instead, they're blaming others. I now see my high aims might well be the cause of the events of the past months, more than anyone else I've thought I feel responsible to. There is this view that he could have been part of the bombing, or he could have had an influence in this bombing. That's where the conflict really comes from. So you can see, so that's the reason why. He's consumed by anger and hatred towards those we thought to do us wrong. In other words, he feels those who had created this problem, he feels anger for it, yet he feels guilty of the fact that, you know, he may have actually caused this problem in the first place. You can see where the conflict comes from now. And it looks as though that, as a consequence, he will stop his activity in the group. I firmly believe it shall be for the best if I feel involved, especially my students from Steligram. Here's the connection between him. Now you remember the second bombing was at Steligram University, which is where it exploded. This is nice talking. You know what we think about a coincidence. I won't repeat it. So far, the evidence suggests that Goldfellow was a prominent lecturer at Stelligan, and some of his students became involved in thought. Did he like to recruit them for his cause? We need to identify those students. Who else is involved in the group? So, looking at this, I'm thinking that he still has hatred, so I'm going to add that in because I know that's something that's menacing. Actually, before I do that, let's have a listen into the chat. So Joseph's now trying to contact Cassie. So he's starting the conversation with an apology, explaining why he had to see this particular client. He's obviously a workaholic. He doesn't know she's been arrested yet. There we go. Hey. There we go. And in the news, woman was arrested in connection with recent attacks. We know who that woman is. So, let's see. Stelligan University. Oh, hang on. There's media ethics. This course is coming up Professor A. Goldfellows, having retired. So we got Goldfellows. Abraham Goldfellows. This is his actual name. Professorship in the field of media ethics at Stelligan, sadly retired in fall of 2016. Bombing locations seem to be closely connected to thought members. Could be a pattern emergent. I thought there were 3 demonstrations, yet there have only been 2 bombings, which might imply, well, it's definitely showing up, but we absolutely need to do everything we can prevent another attack. Take a closer look at each member in the thoughts. Find out the locations of the demos they have held. They might yield a hint. So we've got another picture of him. Got a bit more information about the person. Journalist at The Reporter, one of the most renowned German daily newspapers. Chairman of the Global Media Ethics Congress. That was a whole lot of information about this golfers, yet one on the page could have been indexed. Very strange indeed. I think the next course of action would be to look for the other people on the floor, like students he mentioned. Yeah, I know. But here's another thing. He wrote the book, Modern Surveillance, a modern time declaration of independence towards mass surveillance. He literally wrote the book, yeah, exactly. Interesting, isn't it? Code of tender list. You know what? I need to first no, hang on. Media ethics, wasn't it? Yeah, media ethics. No, he left in 2016, so the forces, that one now. we've got a lot of names in here. Oh, hang on. Juliet Carrington. Seen that one before. Linked to that friend of Cassandra. We haven't seen that name before, haven't we? Yes, indeed. Excuse me, I was just blowing my nose there. Right, she was a friend of Miss Watergate. Now it also appears that she was a student of Abraham Caulfield's. I think it's enough to warrant a report. Give me a few minutes. Alright, we have authorization to investigate this character. Okay. That's someone I've seen. That was in one of the chat conversations in the Thoughts. Oh, we see that name connected to Miss Watergate. We'll report this right away. We were authorized to consider Harrison O'Donnell a target person. Here's some more work for you. Harrison Julia must be carrying on with journal within Thoughts. Right, so that's that one. Look at the notable alumni and see if there's any information on here. Catherine Delarux. She actually works for the ministry. Oh look! Joseph Langley. We'll come back to him. But let's populate Juliet's timeline. So we've got a picture. PR assistant to Rosencheck. Birthday's in 92. Lives in Farview. Has interest in guitar, singing, books and board games. Let's have a look at timeline. Anything that flashes up. Interest. Doesn't really like going out. This is probably an introvert. Cassandra encouraged us to go out. Alright, you won't. In half an hour. That torturing cruelty by my friend. Okay. His other lights I was potentially dangerous from yesterday. We are the Carringtons. Come back. We're good at. Parents. Looks like that's a sister. Another one. Another one. That's her. Yeah, no. Not in there. Got a bit more info about her. Specifically, she's born on the 14th of February. I'll just add all this information in. You never know, some of this information might be relevant. To Kill a Mockingbird. It is actually a great book, I have actually read it. It was actually part of my GCSE exam. Hails to Jonathan and Esther. Studies at Economy at Stella Grant University. Come back to that. Go to Harrison's timeline. There's Harrison O'Donnell. That's a picture of him. He's a media punk. Media punk, what does that even mean? Actually... oh, hang on. That's interesting. He actually deleted it. Want something to hide? There's the conflict. Now, Juliet said that she single. She was broke up, but you can see it seems that she is still very much together. That's where the conflict comes in. Why don't you ask Jenny go right away? No hiding, provide this correction. That just as awesome. Okay, who's this Mike? Okay, that's that person. Lee Juliet has possibly added something else. Oh no, that's the conflict. Wait, no, hang on. Rick Dayton says, how come you care so much about politics? And that too. Oh, this is what happens if you accidentally put it into the wrong profile. It will not come up as the right one to put in, so I wouldn't say this is as much a game. It's kind of a game to a certain extent, but this is more like, oh, you're just following the story. Right, so that's that one. Rosentech. This is, again, Juliet Carrington we're talking about here. Founder, blah 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 blah. The 10 Commandments. Any vision is valuable. Software can solve any problem. Embrace the client's vision. Open-mindedness and transparency is key. Always stay in touch with clients. Synchronous and asynchronous information. Basically, this is what Cambridge Analytica is all about. Yeah, very very spooky. Oh, we've got her phone number. We can actually insert. Oh, we've got a profile as well. So let's listen to the phone call. It's a transcript, by the way. Dinner tonight? Friends will work time on Bolton clubbing. Now the mother is actually rather worried of the fact that she's going out. She doesn't know where she's actually going. Juliet's obviously trying to reassure her. There's nothing wrong. And Rosen. Work relationship as a boss. Okay, so the conversation's just ended there. I'm thinking. Hang on, where was it? I saw. Yep, there we go. Carrington's. I've got to decide whether this is a piece of information or whether this is a piece of information. Sounds like she's still going out, but I think it actually sounds more like it's just up. information about the band in particular. Oh, here we go. Add that in. Vocals and guitar. Ah, so Juliet used to actually be in the band. Okay. The gigs. Dance Boston's cancelled. Casarsis Row will definitely come to Freedom Plaza demo. I have to go to get no Juliet since she's the one organising this. That's interesting. Oh, I haven't found all of it. Okay, fair enough. Don't add until you know more. I did not even know that this was to hear actually. I played this game, but I didn't actually hear this song. Great. Okay, so that was the Target light relief. Actually, it was a good timing because I just needed something to drink anyhow. So we've got an email, and I'll come back to that actually. Let's have a look at the messages. Oh, hang on, the chat. So Cassandra, sorry, Juliet's asking what happened. Oh, hang on. Joseph's using her account. He's asking if he's in Cassandra. Juliet had actually spoken to her last night. There is a link between the two. Supposed to meet for dinner. Like a meeting. So, we can confirm that Joseph's actually her lawyer. And yes, this conversation goes a bit. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry, Freedom Puzzle was organised by thought, yeah, but Harrison did all the planning for it. Now, there was one conversation that said no. Someone said that it was Juliet who was the one who did it. Yeah, that's what Harrison was saying. That's the conflict. And that's that. Then we got this. A bouquet of flowers to Angela. A bank account. So we got access to his bank account. Look at that. Let's confirm. Oh, hang on. What's this? Bonton drugs. Life insurance. Interesting for a guy. Anything dangerous. Oh, and he receives money from the National Beholder paper. Could have been paid off. Yeah, that's all the information on that. Oh. We'll have to come back to that at some point. Hangover decided to quit, no official statement. I'm thinking that it was Juliet who was the one who did this, not Harrison. Oh, yeah, we were the one who actually did this. And the bank alerted him to it. Whoops. Oh, here's the phone call. I'm not going to read all of it. It's a load of drivel. because of the same reason you bowed out of thought. Only you keep observing him. Okay. Thought didn't do shit anymore since Abe disappeared. Who's Abe? Oh, you have Goldfelt. Write that in. Turning around, to be an active and long length of live. Well, it seems to be like someone still is. So let's let the conversation continue, and then what I'll do is go back and have a look at the conversations in a little bit more detail and see what we can pull out. The conversation is now inactive. Good. So. But turning around, that made a function for you to battle the two of us. So that's a relationship between him and her. Maybe then because you disgraced thought. Look, your new circles have common history, something of belonging to thought. And then because you just got sort of hiding all the articles on the thought blog, the Cassandra's. First timeline now in the thought blog. You have a lot to hide, Mr. O'Donnell. Abe archived the first ones because he didn't even want us to know. None of us could ever access them. Amelia did the same with the rest. That would also be Abe's interest in Cass wanted to show her article around. So Abe had something to do. Yeah, why would you want to hide something from a group's blog from its own members? In an agenda? Oh please, I know you deleted all that rebellious post of your security code job writing that ridiculous column for the newspaper. I say it wasn't paid off by the newspaper, it was actually a columnist. I read this quite regular, one of the ones that were first guides, yet you probably didn't know either, okay? Also, this must be what the large payment he received for. Yeah, see? So it wasn't a payoff, it was actually his job. That was interesting. Oh? Knock, Harrison. Seems I caught you pants down on that little page of ours. Confused? Why, that's fine. You don't know me, and I like to keep it that way. Know a lot about you, media punk. But if you knew what I know, what you know about what this little group of yours did, you would find it as hard to ignore that those bombs might just carry your name tag. Get what I'm talking about, right? Excuse me, didn't want to sneeze on stream. So, Righteous Hacker Initiative will expose all the information I got on you. So yeah, we got a hacker now into this. I wonder what this is all about. Carrying your name tag. So we've got one reason not to do it, but we consider. See, we're not the only ones interested in this Mr. O'Donnell and his tango and all this. I wonder if this guy has any proof for what he claims. Hey, wise ass, this is the most pathetic blackmailing attempt I've read in a long time. You won't have good reason not to call the cops like 3. 1, you hacked into my site, you web server. Last I checked, it's highly illegal. Something about glass houses and stones. 2, I don't get what you want. I don't get what you want to have found out about me. Is that actually correctly worded? I'm not quite sure. Sure, our protests didn't go as planned, but since you claim to know so much about me, you should know that this was hardly my fault. All I wanted is all in my blog. Not a word about fucking bombing people and grabbing attention. but you never found that, huh? Where your mad skills, hacker boy? I'll throw you in the throw your breadcrumbs so you don't feel too miserable, my dick. I'm the wrong person to mess around with. Leave my page. Go alone. Roll it back. Don't go. Don't touch you again. I'll get you. P.S. For your worthless egg, I hope it wasn't you who broke into my bank account. Else you were neck deep in shit. No, it was actually me. Even more when you already are. That's what I didn't notice, didn't you? Like I said, the wrong guy. Very wrong guy. Very convoluted up. No idea what he was talking about. I'm sure there's something in here, but gigs. Bitch with him. That's fine. Something, I don't know, there's something already done. Let's go back to Juliet's timeline. I'm sure there's something updated on that one. I even organised a peaceful protest at Stanley Camp. Okay. Makes sense. Look. Hancock's writing on the wall. Let's see. Oh, it's a picture. Weird one. Oh, as I get myself a handful of like-minded people, we're going to occupy that frigging elitist university, for sure. That's interesting, because I thought he actually went there. I thought he actually liked it. Go for the idea of, oh, he lives in a trailer. House prices are very expensive this part of the world anyhow. Yeah, these can't find a word of how mind-bogglingly stupid the government plan is. Okay. Goldfelds. There, Mr. Hancock. By pure coincidence, I stumbled upon your website. Frankly, your thinking attitude to get other people think alike. I am looking for people willing to join a debate called The Thought. Ah. There we go. So there is now a connection between him and The Thought. I think your presence could really liven up the discussion. Perhaps all three, yeah. Is this the new Watergate? No. Watergate Pharmaceutical CEO Bruno Watergate and wife Alice investigated for accounting fraud. Watergate family owners of the eponymous nation's largest pharmaceutical company are suspects in an investigation for corruption. Their offices have been raided and internal documents as well as PCs and other electronic devices have been confiscated by them. Reports state that Hint originated from a completely unrelated case sparked an investigation, which suggested that the company had been manipulating their financial reports. The extent of the fraud claims remain unknown at this time, as does the face whether the executive power couple are directly involved in the allegations or are aware of the fraudulent practice. London Police Department reported that an arrest in connection with the recent bombings in the capital has been made. A woman has been brought to custody thanks to investigations for a special task. Oh, that's from earlier. Okay. News report from our dear Harrison O'Donnell. Take a look at this drift, for instance. The situation there seems to be escalating yet again. 2008 March. And just like that, the nation will let itself get dragged into a conflict. Just like then, the Bargesians will see the nation not as a friend who does the best to de-escalate the situation, but as an opponent who invades and seeks cooperation through force. History keeps repeating itself. That's certainly nothing new. Now, there is an whole article that talks about the Bargesians. There is some sort of connection between what is called the nation, as quoted in inverted commas, to this. It then says, safety of any citizen is not most important. It has been the party's premise ever since 2009, and has ever since it has been working like a charm. The conflict is to do with the wall of text, which is this. Cannot even find the words how mind-bogglingly stupid the government plan is. You can see. I do remember perfectly well, though my name isn't Nostradamus. Let me foretell something. We will see a rise in the acts of terrorism in the very close future. Who knows, maybe next week a bomb will go off in the middle of Fairview or Bonton. So there is some possible view that he could be suggesting that there is actually a bomb that's going to go off there. Could he be planting potential location? Oh, here we go. Club invitation. Primary discussions, blah 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 blah. Debate club. So Nina, you're very welcome to Thoughts. Okay, so who's this Nina? And we've got green light to investigate who she is. Nina is also concern 1. Strange alias name. Yes, indeed. Oh, do you have any more information about? Okay, so he's actually paid a bit of money to use the Wi-Fi in the camping lot. Quite a bit, actually. Also gives us a bit of an indication of where he is. I've got to look up for these conflicts and get that out of the way. Oh, there's a pattern. I still have no idea about the third location. You treated with diligence, lives hang in the balance. Might have conducted an interrogation with Miss Watergate. I'll avoid it though, she's behaving pretty defiantly, I'm told. Looking at what we've found so far, I think it might have enough information to put pressure on her. this. Okay. Sure, I'm missing something. Oh, hang on. There we go. That's what I missed out. Yeah, I will honestly say this game can be a bit boring at times, but it can be very interesting. You actually take the time to actually like read. I'm obviously just skipping quite a fair bit because not only have I played the game, but I actually know what's actually going on. I'm also trying to get as much of this information as possible. Oh, hang on. Another connection from concern 1. This Nina. Guy Herder was only a goddamn cop. So she was there. First attack. I didn't come I was messy, I know. All the way back, I think I messed up organising. What? She may have been organising it. No, we will carry it on to the streets of the nation, become transformed, and by that we implanted back to our minds. Sounds like he could be trying to influence things. Oh, hang on, what's this? Let's start with the bit where Goldshot stopped. My friends, though I share your enthusiasm towards acquiring people's attention, it would be better to avoid Stalingrad as a place of any demonstration for the moment. Because of the increased student fees, the atmosphere is heated up as it is. We might be able to get to Stalingrad later on. Ah, what a pity. I thought we might be right, Abe. So, what about holding a proclamation on a government building then? Sounds like a worthy first demo. No, first demo. Probably the one at Memorial. I think we need to strike into the heart of the everyday people to really cause us out. We should go from storming a Bonton Mall as our first thing. Yeah, that's interesting. That is very interesting. I'm actually thinking that something we should look at. Are you sure? A mall? Well, that must be it then. The third bomb in plane will be it. But there's dozens of malls in Bonton. Which one is it? Alright, if that's all we have to work with it. Let's go. Let's get this interrogation and go before we run out of time. Actually located the same facility when Miss Watergate has been detained. I'll have her move to the interrogation room and walk across. To cover my identity, I'll connect to her via internal hardline. Let's just hope that what you have provided us gives us enough leverage over her. I will open a connection for you to eavesdrop. After all, it's your case too. Plus, we need all the possible info around Orwell. Hold on. This is interesting. Who is this? Why couldn't you just leave me alone? Miss Watergate, my name is Mize. Great, Symes. You can go fuck yourself. I already told the other guys everything over and over again. It wasn't me who hurt the off. We have new evidence that says otherwise, which is why you're in custody again. but that's not what this is all about. We're investigating bombings at Freedom Plaza and Starground. I just want you to ask some questions, cooperate with it, and might reflect positive on you. Oh, you're going to frame me for this as well? You must be a busy terrorist. I was right there in prison while I got this goddamn bomb at Starground. We know you didn't trigger the bomb at Starground, maybe not even the one at Freedom Plaza. We know, however, you have been in close contact with a group called The Thought. What? I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to talk to her. I want to talk to my lawyer right now. You mean that boyfriend of yours, Joseph Langley? My boyfriend? You know that? We know a lot about you, Miss Watergate. Bah, I don't need to call him. Then, now shove off. Parents' words towards me is not advisable. What about your parents, Bruno and Alice? They've got a nice company, don't they? An association with a criminal case against their daughter. Yes, again, I could hurt them badly. Last time I was in custody, all they ever did was suggesting I'd leave my position on junior CEO. Does this give you an impression of a picture of a perfect family? True, we didn't find any hints of them helping to get you out by legal means. We did find some irregularities on their books, though. What? Oh, you haven't heard yet? It's all over the news. You bastard, leave them alone. They might be arseholes, but they're still my parents. They don't deserve this. Possibly. Perhaps you can help if you cooperate, Miss Watergate. No way, I won't cooperate with a state puppet like you. Well, have it your way then. We have your confession in regards to that nasty incident with a police officer. You'll have to go through that whole process again. It's going to drag on for a long time. And where did you get this supposed confession? I never did anything. We know you've been talking to Miss Carrington about it. You've been spying on me, you dirty little government fucker. I hold my breath, like, with a confession like that, Miss Watergate. You're in deep, very deep, a confession like that. Not a confession. If it's been acquired illegally, is that what you wanted to say? Well, bad luck for you, Miss Watergate. But we have been acting based on the safety bill, and it's legal and official. See, this right here is your profile. No, why? I hope you like what you like in yourself, your cellmates, but cooperate and avoid this at once. Are you doing this to me? Just answer my questions and I might be able to help. I don't know what you expect from me. I first went to the Freedom Plaza demo. I don't know much about their plans. We know a person going by the name of Nina and had plans to storm a mall. Do you know which one? A mall? A mall? Yeah, a mall was mentioned once or twice. I think it was that huge place, the Circle Mall. The Circle Mall? Are you completely sure? Yes, I do think so. Alright, this will have to suffice. Wait, what about this reflecting positively upon you? Your cooperation was noted. All will be dealt with in due time. Goodbye. Phew, I guess that went well. Good, thank God you have provided valuable info. Unfortunately for Miss Watergate, I cannot do much for her. It just doesn't work like this. What's in Orwell is in Orwell, and acting upon it is mandatory. I know what you must think now, but would you rather not save these people? We did the right thing. You and me? It looks like the biggest mall in Bonton. The Circle Mall is our target. All hell will surely break loose. Once the report goes out, I don't think we have any choice. Add the data chunk to Cassandra's profile, and I will inform the cavalry so they can do their job. So, we'll put that information in here. Okay, it's done. Evaluation is in progress. Better keep our fingers crossed that we're right, and that we're not too late already. Now, all we can do is wait. Jeez, what's taking so long? Waiting around makes me feel so helpless. But I really think you did fine. I shall homemade explosive device has been found by local police units on scene at Circle Mall. We did it. We saved all those people. Your diligence was brilliant. Next up, we will pull apart Nina apart and find out who is responsible for all this mess. Great. Great work. Get some rest. You deserve it. A quick look at this. After a sudden evacuation and thorough search, a device has been identified as homemade bomb has been found by police forces at the Circle Mall. The device has been disarmed by specialists on site. Although authorities refuse to comment at this time, it is suspected this might have been the bombing announced earlier by the letter found at the previous bomb site. We will continue our report on this situation develops. For the moment, it is strongly advised to keep clear of the area around the Circle Mall. See if there's any other bits of information. Okay, let's get out. So, we now have a number of people. Now, there was an assault on Stelligan University. There were 3 thought protests planned. The thought is actually considered to be inactive, and the Circle Mall bombing was prevented. And yes, we got a lot of information about certain individuals. So let's go to the next day. Episode 3, Unperson. Here it returns. No, it's all fine, really. You deserve the credit. At least from me, because you'll never get a public one. Just imagine your name in big letters in that TNB article. This Nina character is a final member of Thought that we don't have concrete information on. She is the one who planted the protest at the Circle Mall, and now a bomb has been found there. She is now of special interest to us. Her stance towards law enforcement gives us one more reason, as you found out already. Focus on Nina, but keep watching on the others too. And this is now what we're going to be doing. We're just going to populate information related to certain individuals. So in this particular case, an article by Harrison O'Donnell. So the reason why I ended it is because it says, so let's get something abundantly clear to begin with. I feel bad. I feel like a fucking moron, and rightly so. In last week's No article, I blabbed about how some bombs would soon go off in Bolton or Fairville. At that time, just to advise, advertise my point of view. I am truly sorry for everyone involved or affected by those terrible events. Yeah, we, the people of the great nation, must grow ever more vigilant. We ourselves must stand up for safety alongside high-tech security mechanisms, as those can only work in addition to their own perception. Very interesting. Supporting the government's view. Oh, there's this 50 Shades of thingy. Okay. Oh, who's this? Hey, forgot to recharge my phone tonight. Yeah, so I have to do this the old-fashioned way. I really wanted to thank you for the very nice evening. I haven't enjoyed myself so much. Well, ever. Only to be topped by that night, that is. I was hoping to drop by CCC and come pick me up tonight. We can cook together, maybe watch something, and who knows, maybe something where we left off. You in? I just realised I've just never been to your place even after all these years we've known each other. So I figure you're hiding another love affair of yours there, are you? Probably your ex. The one you've been talking about ever so often when I was around. Or this girl that always yammering on about how she despised the safety belt. Nina, I think? Okay. Link about Nina. Why would someone oppose the safety? Well, we have the lowest crime rate in years, or probably ever. You and me, we have to have a job thanks to the bill. The only person to support this is if you have a dirty past. The situation is easy as it is. It sounds like someone we should take a very close look at. I need a full examination first. Culprit background who she is. Second, what motivates her? What does she want? And finally, where was she around at the time of the bombings? Okay, so we've now got communication access. There anything in this that says anything? Okay, we have a call for behind golf, but probably sounds like it hasn't got any control of this group whatsoever. Sounds like he's trying to turn away. Yeah, even Harrison's agreeing with that, says we're getting a bit carried away. Oh, afterwards they clever and feel sorry about their actions. It's always the same. Concerned one says is disagreeing with that. You. Anyway, let's see if we can get into. There's a reply to this. Hey kiddo, absolutely fucking absolutely right. One could rightly call that evening mind-blowing, and I'll pick you up tonight. I think it's more you're talking and think I am a big time. I'm just lots of words. Let's not stay at my place tonight. Okay, fair enough. So he's trying not to reveal his location too much. Especially not Julia. I haven't heard anything about that bitch in months. I'm done with her. Okay, so yeah, so broke with her. Julian hasn't worked together. That's good news to me. Guess it doesn't matter. Seems to be over now. Nina, you mean anything will set me off angrily outburst stuff? Okay, so she may. Sounds like she has a fiery temper. Don't even get me started. Oh no, she was my partner in crime a while ago. Okay. Hey Sliv, hey Nina. Always look so sad. No, only on idiots on singular portal. Okay, so we've got a link. Gotta go to work again. Okay, so the session on that account closed. Now we now actually have to the singular website. We have a picture. or concern, or Nina. She's in the Bonton Barview area. We have a birth date. He's interested in men. She likes tall people. Athletic. She likes all of these. Doesn't like any of that. He likes financial stability. Who doesn't? That's actually true. Everybody likes to have stability. Are you interested in politics? Quite a bit. I'll be very much. Conversations. Let's see. Randy. Myself. Oh, she mentions her name. Molly Schwartz. She's a temp worker, and she's a single mum, it looks like. Doesn't sound like a typical terrorist as such. Right, let's have a look at temp staff. Oh, that's an interesting photo. She completed the following services. She'll work at any time of the day or night. Got her email. Ah, now here's a conflict. With information. She worked on multiple days. Matronova. Okay. Nina Matronova. Writing word for Dr. White. We also have a patient number. So we're going to have a patient file. Report, there are no pathological findings, all values are all normal, more or less ideal, regardless doctor, we'll find you again, blah blah blah. Let's have a look at the medical file. 7th October 85. See, there's the conflict. Address is that place. She lists her as 667 Bonton Road. She describes a place as that. Medical database always has to be correct, so you always add that in as the correct place. Pain marker showed a prior inflicted wound on her dorsal upper left leg. Medical leave with strict rest until the end of April 2017 has been suggested. Now, she's been working before those days, so yeah, you can see why. Entry. Patient reports of permanent unrest and inability to sleep properly. Gets up to 5 to 12 times a night, but does not feel overly tired. Hypervigilance. So she basically suffers some sort of insomnia. When asked for the duration of the symptoms to record amnesia, the patient stated that it began 3 years ago. 3 years? What happened back then? Patient tends to react aggressively when feeling challenged or confronted, rushes to extremes. The symptoms are similar to those of PTSD. Sounds like someone who been in the army. Okay, so we got that. Unknown person. Finish this conversation and then we'll have a look at the conversation texts and transcripts. Don't worry, I'm going to let this conversation finish and I'll go back to it, so just looking at my own phone. Oh, they finished. Right, good. So let's go back to pretty much the beginning of the chat. So we've got basically another alias for Dylan Carrington. Towards the time June and Junebug had their annual sisterly chat, right? So they're sisters. June Carrington. How was working today? Works on Saturday. Had a pretty rough start to the year. Yeah, because of the breakup. Blah 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 blah. No, you having your lesson yet? I'll be housed by mum and dad again. Hey. Okay, so that's that. Okay, I have to decide about what type of information I'm going to put in. Who's this? Initiate. All very creepy, this. Government needs to kick where the sun don't shine, so he doesn't like the government. Initiate wants to help her. He doesn't want to have anything about it. Oh, he is going to hack the party page. This is going to be interesting. It is. Wow. The IT guy's going to make short work of this rookie. Fair enough. Right. He is going to try and do something. Nerds are together, all together. I mean, look at this. he got shut out. And it got stopped. Okay, so we got something interesting in this conversation. I just wanted to just let the conversation go. So, he tried to hack the homepage of the party and failed. Harrison is the only guy I remotely imagine doing anything like that, so there is some connection between her and Harrison. Harrison had an interest in Cassandra and has access to big money. Juliet was a bit shy, but good at organising stuff. Where's Juliet? You know, Nina suspects that the government was the one that who did the bombings. Initiate says, oh, here is a code for the PC. Okay, so now we have a UID, Universal ID. Every device in the nation has one called a safety bill. We can use the insider tool to connect and see what a user has on their device. Note, a device must be running and have an online connection in order for you to access it. Okay. So I'm going to have access to Nina's PC. Now there's something about Harrison, there's something updated. Well, there's something linked to something in here. I don't think there is. Okay, let's have a look at her PC then. Requested to be located to a job at one of the bombing sites. Okay, it's only a request. If we could associate Miss Matronova with the two other sites, it would be on the safe side. Okay. We got her phone number. And that's housekeeping job, right? Okay, so let's have a look at browser history. Is there anything? Ooh, that's... odd thing to search when you don't have anything system in mind. Vaguely associated with the Sullivan Salt. That makes two locations she's tied to. We have a very short case for we can make that 3. Okay. Her child. Looks like she used to be in an army. What kind of experience she has? Kids are the center of her life. Seems to be her primary motivation, as well as an admirable one at that. One does not mix well with terrorist ambitions. Okay, so she has a connection with Abraham Goldfelds. Assist each other. service sold enemy wants to just to backspace all persons, but at the same time, just want you to really know about how far. So you have passed the patented Desmond Schwartz relationship test. No, she isn't single. Okay. No, we've got a bit more information about her. She used to be in the 1st Combat Engineer Battalion, playing the engineering side of her, with the Combat Engineer. It's a bravery medal. Okay. Dishonorable discharge with 3 months confinement for being able with voluntary return. Dear. You know that puts her in the same level as many other previously convicted felons. Okay, so there is a bit of a conflict. Another data chunk and peacekeeping mission. Path to mine clearance. Let's see, more. There's the relation. 2011 army missions were sanctioned by the current government. Much I hate to say, it definitely provides motivation to hate the government. I'm more to back that up. Basically, she was in a relationship with this person, this Schwartz, and he died in action, which meant that she was left to carry the child. Now, the thing about that mission thing actually kind of, let me just see if I can find. Largest peacekeeping vision. Terrorist incident in 2008 where terror consequences of the premature retreat of our troops. Incident of 2008. Fix the predecessor's mistakes. The party, when elected, this is all like, this is like a spin-off to something that happened with the Iraq War, basically. If you actually read this very carefully, that's basically what it is. Yeah, the terrorist incident of the Afghanistan war, of 2008 was a terrible consequence of premature retreat of our troops from Parjas, a region torn by civil unrest for years. Actually, no, it's but the Iraq war. By the order of the previous government. To fix our predecessors' mistakes, the party, when elected in 2009, immediately made preparations to send our highly reliable soldiers back to safeguard the region for the good of the inhabitants of both countries alike. After the Parjas peacekeeping mission had been signed in 2011, our troops were sent off to the neighbouring country to perform tasks including the distribution of aid packages containing food in addition to health, hygiene products of the population, rebuilding of infrastructure, particularly hospitals and schools, upholding of law and public order alongside the removal of war relics such as anti-personnel mines or unexploded bombshells, training local police and military forces. Due to recent stabilisation of the Parjas, They've been able to reduce the number of station forces while leaving the overall goals of the peacekeeping mission intact. So, 2009, they went in to do something to safeguard this Pages region. After the mission had been signed in 2011, troops were sent. So, we go to the missions page. This is Pages. Pages peacekeeping mission. She's actually in there. Tasked with mine clearing. But it wasn't until after 2011 that's when you know, they actually were in. Now she left in 2011. I think it was. Oh, hang on. There we go. But yeah, she was discharged in 2011, so the mission in particular could not be this Gentirian flood, because she wasn't there. However, she was doing the Pages peacekeeping mission. So there we go. The NATO nation determined Pages invasion mission after a fatal event known as the incident in 2008. New government acted in 2009. The Pages intervention mission was immediately resumed under the name of the Pages peacekeeping mission. But that, I think, is the more important piece of information about her. That's mine clearing. That's about explosive. So we've got a conflict, but we do have information that she's going to pick up Michael, which is probably her son. We now know where it is. Okay, that's interesting. So, she said, this is the day before, this is the day after. She was in bed. No, she was actually working. So, that's gotta be it. So she was not on medical leave. Instead, she worked at the bombing site, and even at the right time. We now have been able to associate Miss Matronova with every bombing location. Her whereabouts are hereby clarified. Things are not looking good for her. That's it. You've found all we need to know. Let's see. Her knowledge about explosives might help Miss Matronova build these bombs. Everything highlights that she is a single mother, struggling and worrying about her child. And finally, we could associate her with every single bombing location and prove that she was present at the correct time of one. Things we found on process exist grounds for arrest. We need a moment to talk to my superiors. I'll get back to you soon. Keep also observing Miss Matronova for activity. Conversation here between Nina and Harrison. Things are starting to get a little bit more interesting now. We now have a prime suspect for bombing. I have to say, this game is really interesting from a philosophical perspective, because you got to ask the question whether you agree with the act of prying into the eyes of individuals for the collective good, or whether you believe that having individual freedoms and rights is more important than anything else. And I can't say for sure whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just playing the game. And it's very difficult to answer the question because there's so many people who have been trying to answer that question. People have ultimately gone one way or the other. But as you can see here, the situation is that at the moment, from a government's perspective, because this is a government organised event, Orwell's computer system, the idea is that it uses snooping technology to try and make sure that no bad things actually come about. Oh, hang on. So let's have a look. We basically got into a situation where she got suspected of a hacker going into a computer. That's basically me. Contacted by a guy. Why didn't I know? Tell me what's going on. Okay. Go through her communication, maybe she can places where she's gone. Forward anything of importance at me whilst brief interrogation immediately. Now in your hands, good luck, stay vigilant. Okay. So we now have a live event here. I'm gonna have to work in real time now. Rosentech, oh hey Jackie, thank God you're working right now. I called your mobile but couldn't get hold of you. Can we talk? I'm all alone here catching up on work. Is anything okay? Listen, I don't have much time. There is this psycho coming for me. He's been stalking me for days. What? You mean psycho? I can't explain right now. Will you help me? Of course, but no. Do you know somewhere safe that my son and I can lay low for a while? I don't know. Come on, Julia, you've got to think of something. Please? Okay, I think I know a place. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the home of... Oh wait, don't say it. I think they might be listening. Wait, how? This guy is a hacker. He's already gone through my computer and I'm pretty sure he's listening to my call. Yeah. Are you kidding me? I mean, like, maybe he's listening right now? Just don't say anything. That will give my location right, okay? Better safe than sorry. Just help me the out of it. Jesus, a bit late now. Now he knows where I work. Sorry, okay, let's get out of here. Thank you. Just give me a sec. Gonna pack some stuff. I'm bringing my gun. He's armed. Expect that. Tell the intervention team to be prepared for resistance and shoot if necessary. Yeah, if I won't be in protection, I'll be dead anyway. Oh fuck, someone's at the door. Going out the back door. Okay, just be careful. Back door exit, she likes coming, but she's also injured. Maybe we should just climb out the window. Everything alright? God damn, Nina. He spotted me. She knew I was climbing out of the window. How? Fuck it. Nina, what the hell are you doing? Not going down without a fight, that's what. Nina, no. Nina? I lost connection to the officers at the scene. What the? I need my connection back now. Finally. It looks like we were successful. However, our target, she didn't make it. There was a shootout. After the first shots, the team returned fire. I told them to go aggressive. I thought it was the right thing to do. Didn't want this to happen. Nobody's writing at the worst possible time. I just want to be done with this horrible night. Can you check the mail, please? Leader, I'm truly sorry for having drawn the investigators' attention to you, but frankly, you overstepped the boundaries of our agreement. The bombs were meant as a warning to those who were different, a beacon of remembrance to our message, that the thoughts must always be free. They were not meant to kill. Again, you disappoint me with your insurmountable hatred and rage. Consider our agreement void, Abraham Goldfelds. So, this Abraham Goldfelds needs to be the actual perpetrator. Can't believe you found it, can you? They work together on this madness, but why? I still don't get it. Everything changes. We must find this Abraham Goldfelds tomorrow. Before we'll need some rest. One hell of a day. We might log up now. Okay, now let's log out on that one. And that's the summary of what I've gathered as in terms of information. Okay, let's go into the next episode. Episode 4, Memory Hole. Back again, huh? Still can't believe what happened yesterday. We got the perpetrator of the bombings, everything looked that way, but at what cost? I mean, did we do the right thing, flagging Miss Bashford as dangerous? Did we kill her in the end? I wish you could talk to me, at least this one time. Speaking into this one-way channel feels like barking at a wall endlessly. Worst of all, as you found out, Abraham Goldfelds seems to have incited and planned the assaults. Need to get him today. There must be some leader we have overlooked. Preserving all the others in case we learn something new. So, here's the reason why he got shot. When prompted to surrender, the suspect instead shouted out aggressively while producing a firearm, aiming at one of the executing special agents. The suspect then opened fire, wounding special agent on the left shoulder. In defense, the special agent drew his pistol and returned fire. As the situation briefing had already suggested to proceed with extreme caution, the suspect was hit in the chest twice, causing her collapse. An ambulance was called, but the paramedics were unable to resuscitate the target. Time of death was announced at the scene. Let's go back to Harrison since there's some information update. No, there's no extra information on that one. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, so that call did that quite a bit. Let's start from the beginning. Harrison, so you're working on a Sunday. Judith, yep. Work on a weekend. Harrison obviously doesn't quite like the government again. And he's been quite paranoid. Abraham also knew Joseph. Oh, that's interesting. Back to the Cassandra link. And we actually knew because if you look carefully at the notable alumni university page, it actually has Joseph's name in there. And he's now become a suspicion. We've also got Julian Carrington's info in here. Snoop on her messages. Okay, so let's go back to Harrison's now trying to recruit somebody. So now we've got him as a target. Let's update his information. Oh, hang on. That was weird, my computer has just frozen. Yeah, my computer had just frozen there. Hang on one moment. Let me just check something. I've got free space on my computer. I don't know what happened there. I just had a bit of a block up on my computer. Sorry about that. Right, so he has a sloth city in Bonzen. He's graduated from the university in 92. Got a picture of him again. Now this is interesting. Joseph Langley partnered with Caroline de la Roux, a fellow student who is now officiating as a Secretary of Security in the government, to found criminal law firms in her own, and their own, de la Roux and Langley Legal. And there is now a government connection. A year aboard in Argentina. Did some military service in '83. Yeah, the stream. Yeah, no, it was actually on my end. There was a bit of a drop frame, but I don't know why. It was a weird glitch on my end. It just completely stopped. Deagle. So sorry about that, but yeah, that's not just in case if you were wondering why the stream was a bit weird, you know, don't worry. Joseph Langley took on the defense of Hendricks, during which was able to convincingly argue that Hendricks had actually acted on behalf of the Secretary of State Transportation Greenwood. Okay. Not quite sure what that is, but quite interesting. One moment. Expertise. Contact. Let's have a look. Okay, we got his phone number. We also have his email. We can have access to it. We also have his working address. Let's go snooping. Yeah, basically Orwell is a real-time live investigation of suspects. In this particular case, it all started with a bombing at a plaza, I believe. But it basically led to another incident, and then it's a case of linking people together and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. You'll see later on, hopefully, how the stream is. I'll stop narrating over what's going on here now. There's so much words to read, you're better off just reading, seeing what you think. So Juliet's talking to Joseph about Nina. Juliet considered Nina as a friend of a group of thought. He did not know. Now. Connection between Joseph and Abraham. Asked me to do a favour for some Nina one quite some time ago. Hope it wasn't this Nina. What was the favour about? Nothing of importance. She spoke to Harrison about a member of the group. Agree it might be investigated as next. Maybe to everyone in thought. But even if safer bars in place, they would need a solid indication you're involved in the actual crime. After this episode I'll stop and then I'll call it a day. I might actually come back to this tomorrow if I do actually stop this. Actually, yeah, we're about halfway through, so yeah, I'll probably stop this at this episode and I'll finish it tomorrow, but I'll just finish this off and we'll see about it. conversation now closed. Let's have a look at some of the conversations again. Want to make sure he's talking to Joe. That's fine. There was contact between him and that was a favour. I have to follow that lead at some point. I owe Cassandra to get out of this. Yeah. Right, that's that one. Ah, so Initiate has already been part of this thought group. Initiate is a dog. Worry after web. Friend me to express security flaw news. As an interwebs entertaining the masses. And we got his handle. We can snoop into his conversations. Good. Okay. Hello Joseph, I assume you I am. It has come to my attention that one of your clients, a son Cassandra Watergate, is currently held in investigative custody. As far as I'm informed, the both of you have some kind of liaison. What is it not of my concern? It's heartbreaking to know lovers are apart from each other. Oh my god, I'm getting another water hammering from my bathroom? Neighbours always really annoying me. Right, where was I? I'm in a precision exchange. If you're delivering incriminating materials for a person named Abraham Goldfield, a member of the group thought of whom I knew you had been in contact with, let me know if you're willing to assist me in this. I will see to it Cassandra receiving a helping hand as well, my friend. Please, can you please unlock the PC? Okay, well. The head engineer warned me that apparently there was a glitch that caused devices we were wanting to malfunction at times. No need to worry, no issue has now been fixed. I've been in contact with Abraham cannot meet your demands. I would deliver additional information to the actual group thought. Only if you mind now agreeing with Cassandra was set for tomorrow, not a day later. I didn't expect him to give in so easily. Let's wait and see where this goes the next time he talks to members of thought. That's Snoopy's PC. Nothing in trash. nothing in there. Photo of children of the Pages Foundation. Okay. I likes to go fishing. There's Cassandra. Mails. Office. Meeting. I'd like to thank you for this meeting. It was very fun to meet you in person. Case truly deserves a dedicated and incredibly experienced lawyer. Also, some carefully conducted considering all business with utmost regard. I have to inform you, do not have dedicated capacities required for this case of complexity at the time. Would not be desirable to go into the case half-heartedly. I'm sure you understand my situation. Thank you again for the trust and blah 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 blah. Okay. This is about Cassandra. Gone through the books for the third time this morning as requested, and sadly I can only confirm what you told her. You may not notice it now, but it's a slow decline, but you're on your way to hit rock bottom some black day future if this business trend continues, so he's in trouble with the business. Tissue crime, yeah. Excuse me for sounding like a broken record, but these are the major issues I see. Other normal clients dropping steadily. Expenses since the end of 2016, especially via credit card of yours, went up 118%. Yeah, that's because Cassandra is spending the money. Any idea what the reason for might be? And there was a recurring donation that has been going on for some time. I can expect you helping out a friend, but we have to stop at some point, seriously. All of those expenses are a must. I must definitely agree with laying off Miss Winters you mentioned. Due to the fact that your clients are dropping anyway, why have a dedicated secretary around any longer than needed, or get her to work part-time? Okay. That's that one. I'm gonna ask a favour. My dear friend Indibio, I may address your name once more. This is Goldwell. Okay. Hope this malfunction finds you in good health. First of all, I would like to apologise for not having been able to write to you as often as I should have. Hope you don't think I avoided writing. Due to asking you about the ongoing financial support for Nina. Okay. So Abraham has been supported. To investigate this further, looked at into there really was an ongoing financial support. There's a young woman, her name is Cassandra, who is a member of the debate club. She has unreservedly stumbled upon trouble very recently and requires nothing but the best defense attorney. There's the connection between Joseph and Cassandra, caused by Abel. Of course, you immediately sprung to my mind the wonderful job you did as my counsel in my case. Now, that is worth looking into. Without a doubt, you must have heard about the riots at Freedom Plaza 2 days ago, probably also the uninjured police officer. I'll not beat around the bush. Cassandra is the prime suspect for said injury, so taking on this case might bring some pure head with it. She claims not to have done the deed, and I'm willing to believe her. Should you be willing to defense, I will be more than grateful to cover any cost, whatever that be. Okay. Very interesting. Oh, and there's the bank account. We can look at his bank account detail. Let's see what this conversation's about now. Uh-oh. Now they are aware of the secret program called Orwell. And now Initiate actually describes how Orwell works. I, as the investigator, don't work in that country. It's actually off-sited. In effect, what happens is that all I'm supposed to do is collect information. This is what I'm actually doing. Orwell then uses that information to say what is the connections between these information and passes it on to the relevant authorities. Initiate has actually a mole. So Orwell already has a mole nation. Now Initiate's trying to tell Harrison to, you know, calm down and not use too many words, because Initiate knows that I'm actually reading this conversation. See? You discuss things like this, you'll get us both locked out. Meet up. Oh, still has a built-in cipher. Chat message as a cipher message. Custom encryption algorithm written by me, easy to break but off record, and that's what we need. Probably cannot break this, not right away. It gives us a couple of messages probably. Okay. Activate now. Remember to write quickly. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, so he's now activated effectively a encryption key. Unable to break the encryption in mere seconds. Now been broken. Start a war on the government. Treason? Now Harrison's enticing initiative to do something. National Beholder's Public, wait to see for yourself. Oh wow. So, Orwell is now found out. Well, let's build a bit more of a profile on our friend Joseph here. See if there's anything else. See, so that's the donation that we heard. So we've got a picture of Abraham Goldfields now. Now why, and I get why your wife ordered abortion shows, it makes sense. Like you like a man too much. There was the wedding picture, yes. That makes sense when she's actually, when he is seeing Cassandra. Put that in. Let's have a look at the case file. Defendants accused of breaching terms of employment. Okay. With who? Worked for the government. Plaintiff claim was granted through a medical condition. Defendant would be proven by his physician. The court could see no justification for defendant's absence from work. Okay. Like a vendetta. Yeah, sounds like a vendetta. There's something else in here. In that conflict. Actually, I refused the contract. Okay, so what contract is it? Medical database of Joseph Langley, sorry. Oh, Abraham Goldfield. okay, sorry. Lines of 453 22 Portobello Road, Harview. Okay. He had a tumour. Had to be in the head of his pancreas, okay. Unfortunately, the tumour has passed the state of being operable due to metastasis found on pancreatic lymph nodes. The patient has been informed about the circumstances as well. In fact, he had an average life expectancy of 6 to 12 months. At this state of cancer, though, outliers with years to live. Hang on, when was this? 2015? So he left university in 2016, it's now 2017, so... What? It's very interesting. I know there's something in here I'm supposed to grab, but I don't think there is. Else disable that because that's not. I know it's not right actually. Actually, you know what? Actually, no. Apparently, there's supposed to be a piece of information somewhere. That's the one. So now what I'm doing is mopping up information. Okay. I'll just add that in because I'm to get on, but it doesn't seem to want to move on yet. Ah. Right, another message. I think we're almost end of this episode, so give me a moment. me a second. Okay, so there's another message. Have a look. Oh, I'm gonna be on a conference call. Now we have a conference call. Quite reclusive. Oh, there's some conflict. I'll let this conversation finish and then we'll go back to looking at the messages in particular. See if there's any relevance and so we can add them to the profiles. so the old meeting place. And that out. Okay, so let's start populating some of this information about it. Harrison, where did he go? No, Juliet. And let's have a look at this. Okay. So it was an individual planning. Did someone in particular cite this? False intentions and bad planning caused this. You, Nina, me, each and every one of us is guilty of deviating Abe's intention in the wrong way. Jules, you don't know what you're talking about. Nina, she neglected Abe's wishes, not us. Okay. No, Juliet is implying that everyone is guilty of all this, but Harrison says it's not. It was Nina. She neglected Abe's. I have to add that in because that was more relevant. Okay, so I got all that. That's to meet up. Hang on, where is Juliet? There we go. Old meeting place. Wherever that is. Got access to her PC now. Let's look at her PC. Ooh. So we've lost connection to Orwell. We've been re-established. Okay. Oh. What? Ah. We had a potential hack there. Okay, so we've got a bit of information about Abraham. Living in a village near Stuttgart in Germany, and we still have a family. Okay. Emerg. persons. Okay. So he ran away from Germany. Yeah, he immigrated. That's interesting. He actually did die. Ah, so he did attack Orwell. Okay. That's why I had that lost connect. Uh-oh. Where did all these people go? Might be due to the fact that the fucking biggest newspaper in the God knows just published an article on us. Didn't they think they just had an audience that large? The irony is not lost on me. We tried to get our message through, but whatever we did, it wasn't enough to get your attention. And now, to show up on our doorstep, uninvited, yet still wanting any attention, welcome and whenever welcome. Now that you're here, let us have a small chat, shall we? I've got someone here who's desperately eager to meet you all. World, meet my good friend Benjamin Costigan. Now, this is where things get interesting. Hang on, where am I looking for? Harry, yeah, there we go. I'm not friends with... Why am I... Where did that come from? Add more if there's any. I need to know. On first sight, Benjamin seems like a fine man, doesn't he? He's 32, he's in his best years, living in a cozy house, even as a pregnant fiancée named Amy Peters. Never guessed that I have to tell a secret he hides. Benjamin here is a government agent. Project they apparently called Orwell. Never heard of it? No surprise. I hadn't either. They don't want us to know, at least not yet. Orwell makes it mind-numbingly easy to spy on all of you. Just a few mouse clicks, ordinary people recruiting from anywhere in the world make those mouse clicks seem as if it were all just a game. Then there is Benjamin. He is the guy who receives your data. Has an elaborate look at it and says this one, and this one will put it in jail, and this one's life. We're gonna fuck up. That's one hell of a job, isn't it? Now, you might ask, where did this Hancock fella get his info from? The answer is from the Orwell project itself. Because the thing isn't even secure. No, I don't expect you to believe me just like that. I'd like to propose something better. Go and ask Benjamin. Oh yeah, almost forgot. You don't know him. No problem. Here's his address. Would kindly visit him and send him my best regards. That would be much appreciated. We take care of the bosses that sits on the other side of the Orwell project, who digs through all the personal files while they look at your nude photographs. Thought is your friend. We'll get them for your promise. Oh dear. watch what happens. How is this possible? This cannot be happening. I need to go home now. Yes, we'll log out. And here's all the information we have collected. Right, so I think from that, what time is it now? It's always getting up to 7 o'clock. I've been streaming for the better part of over 3.5 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end the stream here. And I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch this very interesting stream. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the stream there, and I'll think if I can get my words out. Yeah, I will actually stream this tomorrow about the same time to finish off the story, because there's only a few more episodes in this particular case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you very much for everybody for taking the time to watch, and I will hope to see you another time. So for me, Captain Dogstar, thank you and goodbye.